My name is Erica,
And I'm Vin.
and we're answering your anonymous cafe business questions. We both have a lot of experience in the cafe industry. I have the link in my bio. I have an anonymous business question box where you can just ask me whatever you want. And I try to answer them as quickly as I possibly can. My friend Vin is here with me today, one of my
Hello.
besties. We're talking about how difficult it is to hire managers and lead managers right now and have good managers on our team. And I was just curious, Vin, because you've been in the industry a long time like I have, but I was a business owner. I didn't really have this issue before, but I'm curious if you have seen a shift in maybe what it was 10 years ago to 5 years ago to now of how hard it is to get a manager. Because right now it is very, very hard to find a great cafe manager.
I think it's hard everywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a manager because everyone is looking at the value of what am I going to get from you? What am I going to get from you?
Yeah.
You
All these
know?
employees are fed up. They're
Yeah.
tired.
Because we're entering into places where they can get more out of being an influencer than being just managing people. Let's just talk about that. Like they can get more out of working, figuring it out on their
Yeah.
own than working a traditional 9 to 5. And I think that we
Oh,
have to
man.
understand the
Yeah.
generational diversity and a generational gap between like the current workforce and then those that may have come before us and really begin to like
Yeah.
really dissect that
You
and
know
what's
what?
available to them right now.
There's a lot of way more easier jobs out there, I guess, available than being a barista, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I actually resonate with that a lot. I don't think I've ever thought about it that way. I say that all the time. I go, why didn't I just get into tech? Right? Why did I get into a business where I'm selling $5 items? That was a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Like that's hard. That's
Yeah.
really hard. And being a barista is hard. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's worth the money sometimes.
It's also only like how much money do you have to put to finding a good person to manage? I really believe the employment package and the salary or the hourly needs to not only meet their needs, but it should also come with more learnings and more education.
Okay, see, I want to pay people $1 million, trust me. But in my workings, I've worked with 30 companies in the last 2 years. I have seen the compensation packages range greatly, right? Where someone, if they did a good job, was going to make six figures. They could not hang. They did not do a good job. They
Mm.
were so difficult to manage. It could have just been that person. But across the board, I am not seeing a correlation between great work and compensation packages.
I would say education, right?
Yeah.
I think so early on in my career, and I mean like 2012, y'all.
Old grandpa over here.
I mean, 2012, like at the time when I was working as a barista, what my cafe owner was offering me and what he was affording me was to actually really step into what learning operations and management was.
Okay.
And that's really from like the ground up. I got
Yeah.
to actually see the behind the scenes. I got to learn from them. And I think sometimes when someone's looking and applying as a management role, whether it be externally or internally, some questions are saying, well, what do you want to get out of this?
Yeah.
If you were to step into this role, what are some things that you want to learn? What are your ambitions, right?
Yeah.
And I'm personally looking for someone who's like, I want to be here 2 years and I want to do my own thing. Like I
Yeah.
want to
Sure.
grow and I want to learn because you're starting to hear things that are entrepreneur. Like I
Yeah.
want to be an entrepreneur. I want to step into this. I think this is a great step forward to me versus someone who's looking to really just
Yeah.
align with
But you know what?
making some money for a second.
Okay. Maybe these are hot takes, and I'm open to being wrong.
Yeah.
I think that the first point that you brought up about people wanting to be comfortable, people want to be comfortable. They're like, they look at the job and they go, I'd rather be an influencer, or I'd rather X, Y, and Z, or I'd rather babysit. Like they'd rather go do something else because it is an uncomfortable job. And I guess why I have like my barista business class is because I want more people exposed to the operations and business side so that they can see maybe there's a spark there. Because I'm telling you, and I tell managers this all day long, the first maybe 2, 3 years are really hard, really hard. If you do a good job through those 2 to 3 years, after that, you're going to make six figures or more. It's absolutely possible, more than possible, to make really, really good money in operations. But it's a very uncomfortable journey to get there. It's super uncomfortable. And you know why? It's the people management. People suck. They are hard to manage, and I love them so much. I find a lot of joy in people management. I have a great time managing people. It does not frustrate me any longer. I have a good time. But those first 3 years will break you. It will be really hard. There are managers that I mentor that I talk with regularly, and I tell them, honey, if you actually just stopped avoiding conflict, you would probably make $2 to $4 more per hour. You would
That's
make
true.
$2 to $4 per
That's
hour
true.
more if you stopped avoiding conflict and got really, really good at conflict and confrontation.
This is so important. Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Okay, is it legal? Like, oh wait,
Where did Eric go? We lost our
like,
HR guy.
yeah, when it was like when I was running the show, I was hiring more managers and I was had more shift leads. I was asking identity-based questions. This is before Jordan employers, so like, take it for what it is, okay?
You know what? You're a black man. I'm just
No, seriously, I was asking questions like, "Who are you when no one's watching?" I'm falling out.
who are
But
you?
but
Okay.
dead ass.
What
Some
would
of some of the
who am
questions
I?
some of the questions that I got were just fell flat, right? They caught
Yeah.
them off guard. I really had an opportunity to experience the humanity side of the people who I was hiring.
Yeah.
And none of those questions, and I made it super clear, like none of these questions decide whether you get a job or not. I'm actually really curious about to learn who you are
Yeah.
because I want to learn like what you're working on. I mean, what are your goals?
Yeah.
And it becomes more introspective and you're like, okay, I I'm ready to align with you.
Yeah.
And here's my goals. And then it becomes a conversation and
Yeah.
less of an interview, right? Less of you talking at them and you're trying to get these specific questions. It's less about them having a formulated answer to be ready to answer their cookie cutter kind of response, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes super introspective and you start to gain an opportunity.
Mhm.
You start to gain influence in each other's
Yeah.
conversation.
I mean, it is good. Like, I think there are business owners that really need to hear that out and really think about what it puts into practice of bringing humanity into your leadership. I think that there is something that happens though at a certain point, especially in a small business where um, people love the idea and people love talking about it. But when it actually comes down to being able to do it, they cannot hang. They cannot do it. Everybody wants to talk about wanting a supportive workplace, but when it comes to supporting your coworker, the closer before you who didn't do a good job, you go justice. I want justice, right? And that's where I see the biggest like just societal issue or like workforce issue right now is that people want these things. They want to be in alignment. They want to have work life balance. They want to have goals. They want to have career development, all these things. But the moment it becomes inconvenient or uncomfortable to them, all of a sudden it's about self care when really it's actually that we are all extremely fragile right now. And in order to build community, camaraderie, even just like good teamwork, it does take being a little uncomfortable at some points. And so I guess what I really look for when it comes to hiring members of my team is, are you willing to be a little bit uncomfortable with me? Because there will be moments, even on my team now, there are moments where we're really uncomfortable, where I'm irritated, where I'm upset, or maybe you're upset with me, or we're all tired on our last leg, or we're having an issue with a client that's like really stressing us out. Anything like that, right? It's like, are you willing to be uncomfortable? Like,
think
that's a major thing.
I think in that interview process too, like honesty goes a long way. Honesty goes such a long way. Hey, I want a general manager that can handle this. This
Mm,
is what some of the things that I'm going through.
yes.
These are some of the things that I'm going through. And
Yeah.
I don't think there's any fault in being honest in that moment and talking with this prospective manager that these are real situations that I'm going through. Can I have your input? Obviously, you're learning that person's thought process. You're learning how they can
Mhm.
characterize the situation. You're learning an assessment. You're giving them a complex situation and you're
Yeah.
asking them to unravel what you're currently dealing with and then walk through it through their lens.
Yeah. I mean, something I just told a manager this morning, a young guy who I love. I told him today, I said, a great operations leader answers questions before they are even asked. They give someone the true picture of what is about to happen before it happens. So when I'm looking to hire and add people to my team, I'm very upfront about what it's possibly going to be like. I tell them, hey, it's going to be chaotic for the next 6 months. I promise you it will be chaos for the next 6 months, but I promise within 6 months I'm going to get my shit together because I'm bringing you on the team or whatever it is. I've always been that way in my business, always been really upfront. And I think great operational leaders, we have the forward calendar. We're supposed to, as operators, we're supposed to have the forward calendar so that we can give people a heads up of what to expect because they won't be surprised and they typically won't also be upset because you gave them the heads up. Hiring managers.
There's so many hot topics about this. It can go so many different ways, but this was a good start.
One question at a time.
Oh,
One question at a
goodness.
time. That's good. Okay, guys.